Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited. I have kaarysims here today, so thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh my god, thank you so much for coming and thank you for repping the Sims headphones. That was the first thing I noticed when she popped on. So anyone who's listening, she has the Sims headphones that came out. It was last year, right? Or the year before.
Yeah, but this is not actually the Sims headphone. It's like the same
Yeah.
brand and everything, but the same color, but it's not the one that
The
they gave away.
I
Yeah.
got you. That was hard because they didn't give any away in Canada. There's a lot of countries that were X listed for the giveaway. I also like that
Yeah.
they talked about it and then really kind of like nothing happened. And then they're like, oh, look, people have them now. And I'm like,
It's like two people in the whole world.
right?
I wanted to buy them. I really wanted to have them. So I just bought the closest one to them, and I think I'm gonna just add some stickers to it or something to pretend that I have the original ones.
Exactly. Literally just Google Plum Bob stickers.
Yeah.
You can get like 20 for 50 cents. It's perfect. Yeah, just put up. No one needs to know. But anyways, Carrie, let's start off this interview. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your Sims history?
Well, I actually have been playing The Sims since Sims 1. I'm 31. So yeah, I've been playing The Sims since I was 9.
Okay.
And but I didn't play it like all the time. I actually didn't have a computer to play it. So I had to go to my cousin's house, and he actually introduced me to the game. And he showed me the game when I was 9, and I was like, oh my god, this is like playing Barbie but in a computer. I really need to have it. And yeah, so I started playing. Every time that I went to his house, I played, and I was so excited about the game. I actually played Making Magic. That was the only one that I played from the Sims 1. I had Making Magic. It was amazing. And then for some reason I just stopped playing it for because I didn't have a computer, so I couldn't play it.
Mhm.
But he didn't get The Sims 2, so I never actually played The Sims 2. I actually used to go to another friend's house that she had The Sims 2, and I would go and play, and she showed me like, look at the babies. You can see how, I don't know, the eye color, and you can see how
Mhm.
they look like, and it was so cool. So I would go to her house and play in there. But then when I was in high school, I got The Sims 3,
Mhm.
and I was obsessed. I actually played The Sims 3 until I was in college,
Okay.
and I would actually bring my laptop to college. I would be in class, sitting, paying attention to class, but I would be playing The Sims in the background. It was crazy. So all my friends knew that I was gonna be playing. I was paying attention, of course, but
Mhm.
I was mostly playing in class, and it was insane.
Sorry, I did the same thing. I'm getting like flashbacks because like my first I went to graphic design school first. So I would have like, your gen classes and I always took the funniest gen classes that I could possibly get my hands on. The one I did was like the history of sex, which I thought was like super funny of how like intercourse has evolved throughout the years. Because
Wow.
I thought we were just gonna watch porn in class, but that's man thinking, and that clearly did not happen. And then the second gen I did was oh, what was it? Like the study of bees or something like that. And I was like,
Okay.
cool. It's because it's college, right? So you have to take like these like really random one-off classes. And obviously I had to take the English classes every year because I never passed that English essay every year.
Oh
And
my god.
the fourth year, I think they just passed me because they were just kind of really tired of me being in the same introductory English class for 4 years. But Carrie, I got you. So you played a lot of Sims 3. How about where did your love of Sims 4 come in? Was it at the very beginning or did it come later?
No, actually, I was so obsessed with The Sims 3, I didn't want to play The Sims 4.
Yeah.
Because when it was just released, this friend that actually had The Sims 2, she got The Sims 4 and she showed it to me. And I was like, okay, yeah, the graphics are cool, but there are no expansion packs. You cannot do anything with this. So I'm gonna wait until
Mhm.
we get more expansion packs. She showed me the aliens. I was obsessed creating aliens because the colors and everything, it was so cool. So yeah, I went to his house, to her house. She showed me everything. We played a little bit, but I was like, yeah, but you don't have mermaids. And I love mermaids. So I'm obsessed with mermaids. I have a tattoo of a mermaid. So I was like, you don't have mermaids. You don't have anything that's supernatural creatures. My first expansion pack for The Sims 3 was actually like original, because I used to play it like I downloaded the game actually because I didn't have the money to buy it. So
Yeah.
I would play it like that. And my first like original expansion pack was actually supernatural.
Okay.
So I was like, I need these creatures. Where are they? I cannot play with mermaids in this game. So I'm not going to play it. And like in 2018, actually, I started playing The Sims 4, like properly playing The Sims 4. And I just loved it. Now I have The Sims 3. I have many expansion packs. Like I bought a lot because I needed like these plumb lamps that you get in The Sims 4 when
Okay.
you buy the expansion packs for The Sims 3. So yeah, I started buying the expansion packs for The Sims 3, and then I bought some other ones, like you can see them right there.
Mm-hmm.
I bought them online. I do have like the Katy Perry Sweet Treats pack, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be playing The Sims 4. And I cannot go back to The Sims 3 now, even though I love it, like the
Mm-hmm.
gameplay, I love it, but I never properly learned how to build in The Sims 3, and that's what I mostly do in The Sims 4. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna stick to The Sims 4 then.
I love that. So I actually never really played Sims 3 just because I was in college at the time. And as I mean, I did play it not realizing that it was Sims 3. I always thought it was Sims 4. But I would love to go back. As I mean, as I was showing, I was saying of the collection I have, I don't have a CD disc. And I know you can go back into Origins and buy it, but I really wish Origins would just like, or the EA store now, I guess, would just like
Yeah.
wrap it up and being like, here's the Sims 3 complete collection with everything,
Oh
and
my
put it
god, that
and
would
put
be
it
great.
and put a total price on there, just because I'm not buying $29.99 packs for the Sims 3. I'm sorry, EA. Like, you're already asking me to pay that much for a game pack for the Sims 4. I don't have that much disposable income, but I really wish
Yeah,
they would wrap it up. No, this is a question I like to ask original OG Simmers. If the EA store put the original Sims as a complete collection remastered and the Sims 2 complete collection remastered, would you buy it?
definitely.
Same. I'm
Yeah.
flat out. As I said, as I'm collecting these, as I want to go back and I want to play. I
Yeah.
want to go back and do like the Sims one when they're doing the fashion shows. Like that was like so iconic for me when I used to do that. Or Bone Hilda or any of the making magic stuff, or obviously the vibrating bed. I mean, I'm just really all
Yeah,
about that
please.
vibrating bed, right? But
Or
okay,
that big cage that we got in The Sims
yeah,
1, like the dancing
the
cage. And
dancing
yeah.
cage, yeah, right, like
Yeah.
that's iconic. Like I want that to come back.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
So if I ever get to pitch an idea to EA, this is what I'm going to pitch them. You know, the kits that we don't want, here's a kit that everyone's going to want: iconic Sims 1 and Sims 2 objects.
Oh yes, please.
And I want 20 from each. And I want like just like the, like the classic cow couch from the Sims 1, or like any of, or like the genie lamp and stuff like
Oh
that,
please,
right?
yes.
And then
Yeah.
charge a little bit more money because you're gonna milk us, or your classic. Charge it so it's they're $6.99 in Canada for a kit. I'd pay $10.99 for that. Or
Definitely.
make it a, this thing called a stuff pack. That relic.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I've heard of
I
that.
think I've heard of them. They kind of went
Yeah.
missing. They're actually on the back of milk cartons saying MIA, like missing. EA, if you find that, like call us, like because we actually want those.
That would
Just
be great. Like a Sims 1 and Sims 2 stuff pack
yes.
with some gameplay from those Sims.
Yes.
versions. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
That is what I want. Don't
Like please, like I know, I don't know, maybe like luxury party stuff bag, but you can upgrade it and add like the cage to it.
right? Because okay, so something that irks me, so I think it was it last year? They're like, we're gonna go through pack refreshes. We're gonna
Oh
refresh packs. Just kidding. It was one pack and they never did it again.
yeah,
Like,
I still have my hopes up. I still hope that they've like refreshed Dine Out. It would be great if they did
yes,
that, because I do love building restaurants, so that would be great if they actually worked.
I totally agree. So if I have to build these days, which is pretty solemn, just because like I am a full-time storyteller, full-time podcaster, really does not allow time for fun building. But I'm currently part of 3 collabs this year. Excuse me. And
Mhm.
I'm building for all 3, like obviously, and I'm building 3 different restaurants, and I forgot how time consuming building is, just because I'm like, so yesterday it was 2 hours, and I was like, I'm gonna knock this build like out of the park. So I'm building this very famous bakery that's in Chelsea in England, and it's iconic. It's pink on the outside, and I maybe got like that, like the building built in
Like
two
the
hours.
exterior, like the shell.
Yeah, just a shell. I played around with the outside. I put some pink on there. I as a sim player, as a Sims builder, we throw flowers on everything.
Yeah,
Just everything. So
everything that's pink has to have some flowers on it. So
oh yeah. Because
yeah.
it's a flower based collab. So it's I
Oh.
have roses. So it's like all these pink roses everywhere. And I'm like, this is good, but I need to go back. It's a little rough. It's very rough. So I just bought the pink pastel kit.
The pastel pop kit.
The pastel pop kit. Yes, I just bought
Yeah.
that, hoping that that's gonna like amp me up, because I find like all the pink shades in The Sims 2, they're like dead. Like they are so flat. And I'm like, what I'm looking for is like pink. And anyone what I just realized as they're listening, my headphones, the Razer Cat, like they're pink.
Yeah.
It's vibrant, it's bright, not what the Sims 4 color palette is, because they're just like eggshell white with like a drop of pink in there. And I'm just like, that's not what I want.
I need more pink.
I need bright pink. I don't like the color pink in general, but just give me this bright pink, please. I need it for a build. That's why I was sitting there yesterday. I was like, I would lose my mind for a color wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually want a color wheel, because I it takes me so long to build that I don't know if I have a color wheel, it's gonna take me like twice the time. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for it. Like, of course, I wish I had it, because you always like to match the colors and everything, but maybe I just don't need it for myself.
I got you. I only want a color wheel when I need it, when I want it. I don't want it all
Yeah.
the time. I just want to have the ability, if I need something custom,
Yeah.
to go in there. But I do think it's coming for Project Renee, which leads me to a question I have for you. So obviously the Sims Summit last year was something. They talked a lot about what was to come in the Sims 4 and Sims 5 with Project Renee. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think the Sims 5 is going to hold for us, from what's been released so far, and the infant update, and if you're excited for that or not.
I'm excited about it. Of course, of course. I'm the one that says all the time that we need to improve babies. So now that we're not improving babies, but we're getting another life stage, it's like, okay, it's something. So we can work with that. But about Project Renee, I'm not excited about The Sims 5 yet. I'm not ready for it.
I'm not ready
I'm
for
not.
it either. I'm not ready. I spent a lot of money, like we've talked. You spent a lot of money for Sims 3. A lot of us spent a lot of money for Sims 4. I'm
Yeah.
not ready to give it up. From what I've seen so far, because like obviously EA has leaks. Like they leak it themselves. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, they just go to their intern being like, oh, look, there's a photo. Oh no, I've CC'd everybody, including like the times and like everybody. Oops. I didn't mean to. You know what I mean? And because like how I know there's like nothing in the works currently with like, because they were supposed to come out with another kit last year because I said that in the summit, and they're supposed to be working on it 2 expansion packs, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want any more
Yeah.
expansion packs. But like clearly they're not working on much because it would have been leaked already. They would have been like,
So
oh, they're like, oh look, it's at Target. Oh, look at there's another, and I'm like, it's always Target, the Xbox Play Store. It's like, look, but there's nothing. So it literally tells me they're not working on anything.
so I hope they still like it, they take some time, because I'm not ready for it. I'm definitely not ready for it. I do own all the packs from The Sims 4. I've spent a lot of money on it. So yeah, I'm not ready for that. And I don't know, from what we saw in the summit, I don't really like what they showed. So
They
yeah.
showed a color wheel. They showed the ability that you're able to make furniture. It looked really cartoony to me. But after this like after that came out, I've done several podcasts since, and I was like, how scary do the Sims have to look because they have yet to show them? I figured that was the first thing we were gonna see because they really dedicated everything they talked to builders, but
Yeah.
not to anything with cast. And they finally did it. They showed like the mock of what it looked like, and they look fucking petrifying. I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm scared.
I'm
Definitely.
scared. I think what they need is they need to hire 20 of the best builders out there, 20 of the best cast creators, 20 of the best mod creators, and 20 of the best CC creators, and literally get
Please.
them to make Sims 5, because then it will actually be playable. Because like I bash kits left, right, and center. I understand they're for console players because they don't have the ability to have CC. So this is them having the ability to do that. I
Mm-hmm.
think PC players should have to pay for kits, and I think kits should be free for console players.
That
Just
would be great.
just to
Yeah.
make it like playing field, because they don't have the ability to use like Red Shelf or
Tool mod
Pool
or
or any of
any
like
CC.
any
Yeah.
CC. Well, as
Yeah.
PC players, we have the ability to. Like, I am a full-on CC player. I can't go back anymore. Like, even for builds, I use CC because like I don't understand the hate. So we all agree, if you're a cast creator, you have to use CC. It's not even up for discussion. And if you don't use CC, they're like, what are you
I
doing?
actually have a different opinion about that.
Really?
Yeah. I used when I started my YouTube channel, when I started actually my Instagram account,
Yeah.
and I used to download CC for building.
Okay.
And then when I decided to start my YouTube channel, I decided to get rid of all the CC that I had, because I wanted all my builds to be accessible for everyone. So I wanted them to download, to play with them. So I decided just to get rid of everything. And I
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
And then when we started getting like more like better CC creators,
Yeah.
I thought, and I mentioned it sometimes, like maybe I will download some CC and I will try to build with it and see what it looks like, and what I can do with that. And I did. And I downloaded some CC from amazing creators that I cannot discuss about that because they're great and they're objectively great.
Yeah.
But every time that I saw what I did, it was like, I don't like it, because the texture of the CC items is way better than the one from the game. So that contrast, I didn't like it. So I cannot understand like how I could make that work with reshade, with everything. I just didn't make it work, and I just decided not to try again. And the same with cast. Every time that I do cast, I do it for myself because I do have gameplay and I do it for myself. And I used to have a lot of CC for cast as well, but I didn't get to like the eyelashes or the different things that they put in the faces and things like that. I didn't get to that, but a lot of hairs and clothes and things like that. I downloaded a lot. And for some reason, I just decided to get rid of everything again. Yeah, I only have like 2 mods for building and like 3 or 4 mods for gameplay, and that would be it. But I got rid of everything.
Carrie, my God, I have like 20,000 pieces of CC. That would be pretty. I just like, as a storyteller, I have to have the ability to have different hairs that don't suck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
that's true.
I like that variety. I don't realize how much CC I use until like it breaks or something, and then like everyone just looks like naked mole rats just running around. I'm like, oh God. Builds, I was against CC at the beginning for everything. I flat out would be like, I'm never gonna use CC. I want my builds to be paid for everybody. And then I realized that I'm selfish, and if I'm building something, I treat it as a masterpiece. And if I need something, I'm going to put it in there. As a storyteller, I really need CC. Like a great example is Deco Sims. I fucking love Deco Sims. So anyone who doesn't know what Deco Sims are, they are Sims for the background. They are
Yeah.
just like statues. So if, like I've done school dances where there's like thousands of like Sims dancing and stuff. Like that is so fun because it looks real. Another realism thing that I really like for CC is half open doors. That is a huge thing because like as I stand behind me, that door's open,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I think it's just taking little bits of like bringing it a little bit more real, like other things like a treasure chest. I thought there was a treasure chest in the Sims. There's no treasure chests.
Yeah,
Or
that's
I do
right.
like monsters and stuff that are just decor, or like
Uh-huh.
real scary werewolves, because not what EA gave us, because those are just furries, or the cat monsters from Scooby-Doo, Zombie Island. No, like I want like blood because it's a werewolf. Which actually leads me to a question. So you love mermaids. So you
Same,
must have
yeah.
been so excited when they announced Island Living. What are your thoughts about mermaids in The Sims 4 versus The Sims 3?
I think The Sims 3 mermaids are way better.
I
Way
don't know
better.
much about Sims 3, but yes, that's the
Yeah, I
only
mean,
thing.
you could go underwater and you could do stuff underwater. It wasn't like in The Sims 4 you can just talk to the dolphin and your sim disappears underwater.
Yeah,
In The Sims 3 you could actually go
underwater.
underwater and you could see everything and it was amazing. And like when you have a mermaid in The Sims 3, they have like scales in their
Mm-hmm.
legs. And in The Sims 4, you don't have anything. It's like, okay, they go into the water and they transform,
Yeah.
and that's it. In
Mm-hmm.
The Sims 3, you could like you saw a mermaid and you knew it was a mermaid because they had scales in the legs, and it was
Yes.
different and it was great.
I could not agree more. So in Rose Chronicles, I'm doing Sirens, a
Oh,
classic. So I needed CC for Sirens
yeah.
because I couldn't do this bright pink. No, like, and like they always have tops. No, like I literally downloaded amazing CC. I will link it to the bottom because it is breathtaking because there's also poses for underwater. You just have,
Yeah.
so like, kind of stuff like that, but it had the classic dark green scales, and the body was just scales. There was no top, it was all scales, and scales on the neck
Oh.
and gills, and classic siren ears, classic siren teeth. Like it's stunning. Like it was stunning. I was breathtakingly blown away by it. I was so disappointed that I understand it's like The Sims 4 is like a child's game or something, but I would thought there would be a little bit more realism instead of it looking like a rejected Little Mermaid. Uh
Considering how vampires are, yeah, I would have thought the same.
yeah, right? Because I feel like the vampires were like somewhat decent, a little
Yeah.
scary. Because especially because you can go in and like give them like a scary face, which I do
Uh-huh.
use all the time when I'm like a character's being possessed or just like evil looking. Um, but then they really played it safe on mermaids. And
Yeah.
then again, werewolves, cat
I,
monsters.
I've been thinking now, maybe if we had the ability like to not classify all the different items for mermaids and vampires and werewolves only, but you can have like access to all of them. So if you want to have a mermaid that, I don't know, has werewolves ears, you can add them to it. Like
Yes.
another accessory. That would be better. Because
I
yeah, mermaids are really, really cartoony and really, really cute.
yeah.
And that's
I,
it. And you have mermaids. You don't have sirens. You don't have evil in them. And yeah, we're lacking that.
exactly. And that always bothered me because that's what mermaids evolved from. Like the folk tale was
Yeah.
sirens, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, oh. Oh, oh no. As soon as I saw, because like I never played with the mermaid feature just because I heard how glitchy it was. And I was not about that life. So I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna throw some on. And I was like, oh no. Oh no, this looks like Ariel's one of her 15 sisters. No, no, like this is like I built him as like they're at the bottom of the ocean. I like
Yeah.
and I had like dark green because like God forbid if Sims actually gives us like really fun like fashion color hair that doesn't just look like a fucking highlighter threw up on their head. I just was like I wanted this like beautiful dark black hair at the top and it goes down to like a green and then ends with like a teal and has like because that's what I think a siren would look like. Very
Yeah.
dark shade, very pale face as well, because they would never see the sun. And
Yeah.
like obviously every EA skin color looks like they're just dead anyways, but like it wasn't like the right there's a difference between pale and white and all theirs are pale. I was like, no, I want white. I want like snow white. Cause then it makes like and then I can do like the detail on the face where it's like black here and like their teeth will
Yeah.
stand out a little bit more. And then the
Yeah. The
ears and stuff.
contrast is better that way. Yeah.
Right. Or
Maybe we should have like a color wheel, but for cats only.
thank you. I could not agree more. Especially hair. I want more ombre hair.
Yeah.
Cause like all like especially all the Sims, because like Sims hair is just disgusting. Besides, some of the male hairs are okay.
I
Asterisk.
think I think the newest packs have better hair texture.
Yeah, because it looks
But
real
yeah, but
instead of like
you go
chunky.
back, yeah, you go back to the ones in once again luxury party. You go back to
Oh
those
yeah.
hairs, and it's like, oh my god, what were they thinking?
Right? It's just like
Yeah.
no one's hair is like out to like the side, like Johnny Bravo. Okay. No one humanly has that hair. But like I would love so that this was my when I screamed out to EA when they refreshed spa day. What I wanted was a hair day. And you could go and get your hair done. And you had the ability to take from like 10 to 15 different haircuts. They select whatever it is. And then you could go in and like custom dye the hair so what you wanted. So if you wanted like a dark root, go in and do that and then have blonde coming down or vice versa. I thought that would be so much fun and just another way to customize it.
Yeah.
And
That would be great, like for the makeup chair from Get
yeah,
Famous.
exactly. You already have the
Yeah.
chart, just change the function of other stuff. Instead
Uh-huh.
of when you do the career and it's just like blah 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 and it's like smoke all over your head and it's like wrong hair. Oops, I didn't read my prof today. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's change that. Oh, this is a sci-fi movie. Well, I gave you a Western haircut. I'm only a level 1 stylist. Oh, look, you're done. And then your Sim's like, I'm ready. Like, no, no, no. Like have us go in there. Like I also wanted them because you said dine out. I would also like them to do dine out.
Oh, please.
And what I'd want them to do, did you ever play the game Cooking Mama?
No, I've played Overcooked, but I don't know
Overcooked.
if it's pretty much the same, right?
So Cooking Mama, you're actually cooking the food. So like
Okay.
so you grab the recipe, so you have to cut the onion. You're actually cutting the
Oh
onion.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like a cooking simulation game. Also,
Mm-hmm.
Godspeed to you for playing Overcooked. So I went to school to be a chef. When you know when it popped up a couple years ago, my fiance is like, we gotta play Overcooked. So we bought it. I played it. We almost got divorced in about 5 minutes because I'm like, move. And I'm like, I can't play this game. I'm too triggered. Okay. Cause like I'm just sitting there like, get out of my fucking way.
I'm actually so bad at console games. I play with my boyfriend as well,
Yeah.
and he's so organized, and I don't know how he does it, but yeah, I end up arguing with him all the time. It's like I don't want to play this game anymore. We finished it, but yeah,
I couldn't get
it
past
was
level
really
one.
hard.
I was just saying, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of the fucking way. Why are you doing that? Why are you walking this way? You should be walking this way. And I just like, because I just have like cooking nightmares of being like, because like some kitchens I've worked in are like that because they're clueless. And I'm so frustrated. I'm like, move. Why are you standing there? Fucking have a pulse and move, like stuff like that. Yeah, no, but anyways, I wanted to get your intake on sirens just because, or mermaids, just because I like the, I think this is the EA motto. We promise you sunshine, but we actually give you sadness, because like
Yeah.
it's, they never really follow through. Because like how I describe it is they describe every movie like it's a Marvel movie. It's going to be the best thing you've ever fucking seen in your life. What are you doing? We have 27 different superheroes, people you didn't even thought existed. Where that's how far we're going. We're hiring super nerds and getting people from like that one comic book from 1987 that was blacklisted. But we got those characters in there. And then you go and watch the movie and it's a DC film and you're like, this is garbage. That is literally how I describe stuff right now. But anyways,
Yeah.
let's get on more of a positive note, Carrie. So I want to switch topics now, and I want to talk about your builds, and I want to talk about tutorials that you do, like I've seen on your Instagram when it comes to Tool. As someone who is now recently getting into Tool and has no concept of how Tool works, can you explain it to us newbies out there, like how this works?
Well, I'm not an expert on that mod. I'm still learning how to use it. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of questions about how to use it. All the questions are like, how do you turn the items green? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing some tutorials. I decided to do the shorts like in 30 seconds, so you can actually understand like the basics of it.
Yeah.
But I I actually use it more for like sizing items up and down, or maybe rotating some of the items, because it gives like a different a different idea of what you're doing. It helps a lot. I think it's not that complicated to use it, but you just have to pay attention to it, because it's really user friendly, I would say.
Okay.
Like you open the menu and it shows you all the categories and everything that you can do, but you have to just discover every time that you put the number like on the bar. It's like, okay, what's it gonna do? Because it doesn't show you what numbers you should use. Like if you want to rotate a number an item like 15 degrees, you don't know if it's gonna do it on one side, on the other, if it's gonna go backwards, if there are some things that are like you have to discover how to do them.
Okay.
But like the concept of the mod, I think it's really easy to understand.
Walk me through. No, I like that. No. So you said turning an object green. I'm sorry, I didn't even think that was an option. I generally thought Tool was just to like move objects.
No, actually,
You can change the color of objects.
no, it's not like you can change the color of it. It's like when you select the object that you want to work with, like you want to rotate sides up and down or whatever, it turns green. So it shows you like it's selected. Like you click on the item and it turns green.
Okay.
And it shows you, okay, this is the item you're working with.
Oh, okay. That makes a little bit more sense. I was sitting there, I was like, this shit can change color objects.
No,
this is the first time I'm hearing of this. Builders would be screaming it from the rooftops. I'm like, either you've discovered something that no one else has discovered, or I'm not understanding what
no. I wish it changed the colors of the items, but no, it just it turns the whole item green.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, this is the item you're working with, or like the different items, because you can select more than one item.
Okay.
So all the items that you select that you want to rotate, for example, you can select like 4, 3, 5, 10, 1,000 if you want. They will turn green if you select them.
And how do you select?
Clicking on them.
You just click?
Yeah.
So I have this up and I can just click, and it's all green.
Yeah, if you want to click more than one item, like you select one chair and you want to rotate that one, so you click on it. But if you want to select a table as well, you have to hold Alt, I think,
okay,
or Shift, and then click on the item. I don't remember which one is it, but it's in the tutorials. I always mention that because people are like okay, but how do you turn them green, and what happens when it turns green, and how can I do like select more than one item? So yeah, it's with one of those two. I think it's Alt. I'm not sure.
I'm not gonna hold you to it because I literally downloaded the Tool mod yesterday because I was like, okay, I need Tool because what I want, so bakery, I want flowers on the ceiling, and I want specifically
Oh.
roses. So like what my plan is taking the stuff from Eco Lifestyle, rotating it and just moving it up. So it's like
Oh.
roses, because that's what this bakery has. It's all roses at the top. It's all like fake roses. So I was like, I want to do that. I'm not going to settle unless I do that. So I'm going to download Tool and I'm going to be a noob and watch every video I can possibly, and your tutorials, because I seen your tutorials and I was like, well, I'm going to ask you while I'm here so I can be like, hi, you, help me with Tool. Help this old dog learn a new trick, because I've seen, because like Artie, who's been on this podcast friend, and he's fucking builds. I'm like, Artie, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how did you move this? How did you take the cat sculpture and like turn it into like the actual cat, but just like millions of the cat sculpture? Like, how did you do that? Okay, like I don't understand. He's like, well, it's really easy, John. You just like you just got to know a little engineering in there and like how like the accesses work. And I'm like, you lost me at this is how. Like that's like it was, you're like, it's just a little engineering, and like physics and like how to like move an object. I'm like,
Basic knowledge.
basic, like what they teach in grade 2 now. Like, no, sorry, I have no idea. Like the fact that they teach coding now in like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 here, it's so amazing. Like
Wow.
my only knowledge I had with coding when I was younger was MySpace. Because like if you want to make you had to like make it cool and stuff. Like I like
Yeah.
that was like the only coding I've ever learned, because I never had to do it anywhere else. And now like my 11-year-old niece is like, yeah, I can just like code you a website, Auntie Jen. And I'm like, what? I know how to turn my computer on.
That's basically what I know.
Right? This next generations are like, or like the new way they teach math. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah,
What's a new way?
there's a
What
new
is
way. So they
it?
don't do long division the way we do long division. Apparently, I don't know what it is. She tried to show me, and I'm like,
Is it easier?
um, to them it's easier. For us to learn the old school way, it's harder. It's like
Because oh my
it's
god.
like they divide differently and they do stuff differently at how they do long division now. And I'm like, because like once,
Calculator.
right? Okay, so once a week, I still do one math problem just to make sure I can keep the knowledge. So I'll go like 9,783 times 4,782, and I'll do it longhand just to make sure. And then I'll check with the calculator after. And I want to say 7 out of the 10 times I didn't fuck it up somewhere in the middle. But it's just, I feel like that's just important to know. Or like, you always had that whiz kid in school that was like, the teacher's like, what's 187 plus 212? And they're like, it's this. And you're like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
How did you do that? Like
That's my brother actually.
yeah, I was never that kid. I was the kid that I was like, please don't call on me. Please don't call on me. Please don't
Yeah,
call on
me
me.
too.
And they would always be like, so Jen, and I'd be like, what's the answer?
I actually studied to become an English teacher because I didn't want to have any math class, and
Oh
I
wow.
actually did a class, like a math class at university, and I was like, but I wanted to get rid of this. I don't need it. I'm teaching English.
Yeah, I don't need to do this.
I don't no, please
We're
please
gonna read
don't.
some Jane Austen. We're not gonna do some division in
Exactly.
there. We're not
Yeah.
dividing. It's not like Little Women. There are 4 Little Women, and one of them leave. How many Little Women are left? It was so fun. It was like, it was at work this week, and they're like, we have a board that's 4 feet by 10 feet, and we need to get how many 24 by 36 signs onto that. Anyone have the answer? I'm like, no. And they're like, but you just go. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna freeball it and figure it out. And they're like, yeah, but you're gonna waste material. I'm like, I don't care. It's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll use it as scraps. We can always use scraps. And like, and the person's like, it's 6. I'm like, what? They're like, it's 6. I'm like, okay, I guess it's 6. And they're just like, oh.
But was it 6?
Yeah, it was 6. It was 6. You can go 3 and 3. But like, again, like the teacher's like, you're never gonna have a calculator in your pocket. And then they invented smartphones, and then like,
Yeah.
that's all we have. or on our computers. But anyways, all right, let's get back. So I want to talk about your builds, because your builds are very much stand out on your own. Talk to me about your building process from start to finish.
Oh, I try to build when I'm in the mood for it.
Okay.
So I don't try to pressure myself into building. I just try to do it when I want.
Okay.
And it's like something that I feel. It's like, okay, today I want to build something Mediterranean. So I go and Google some inspiration pictures. But what I mostly try to do is like recreations of builds, like
Okay.
real life builds.
Mhm.
I change them, of course, because you cannot create them like 100% identical to the picture.
Yes.
But I mostly try to do that. I do really like to do that, and that's why I use the tool mod, because it helps me like create it more items that are similar to the ones in the picture, and I can do like you have more variety of things to do with it.
Mhm.
So it's something, I don't know, for example, right now I'm building a Mediterranean house that I completely forgot that I was building. So last night I was like, okay, I'm gonna do like a room, because I feel like building like a mid-century kitchen, so I'm gonna do that, and I did it. And then I was okay, but I want to build something bigger now, and I opened Pinterest.
Yeah.
And I was checking on my pinned items, and I was like, okay, but I started building this house. Did I finish it? Did I upload the video? And I it checked on my channel. It was like, I didn't upload this. Did I finish it? And I go to my folder and I try to find the videos, and it was like, I never finished it. Okay, I'm gonna try and do it. So that's what I was doing. And it was like, okay, yeah, but I don't feel like building this. I want to do something different. And I completely leave it and I start something different. And sometimes I just have like 4 different builds that I never finished, because I never feel like finishing them.
Oh, I
So yeah, it's really
100%.
messy. It's really messy.
There are some builders, they'll be like, yeah, so okay, so I have 8 hours to build and I built 2 castles in 8 hours and they're completely finished. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I what I used to build before I did storytelling, I would have like builds everywhere. I was the worst for like just building on any lot ever. I didn't specifically like went to a world and was like, I'm gonna build here because it makes sense. I would just go to Newcrest and be like, oh, Purpose 5040 lot, let's go, and just build there. But like I would have half builds everywhere. Like it would just
Yeah.
be like, oh well, that's something. Or I would forget what I was building. I'd be like, what the fuck is that? Whatever, garbage. Now, talk to me as a classic builder, the good old bulldoze button. How often do you press that bulldoze button? And have you ever had regret after?
Not that often, actually.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Lately, what I've been doing is like I try to build a shell of what I want to build. I try to see if it's like YouTube appealing, if it's Instagram appealing. So if I can take like a nice screenshot, if I like it, I keep it. Then I add a wall in the very back of the lot, and I put all the colors, like all the wallpapers that I used. So I never have to bulldoze everything. Like I just delete the shell and then I redo it, but it's in the same way.
Okay.
So I try not to use the bulldoze.
I like that. You try to salvage what you can. I do appreciate
Yeah.
that. Because I'm the same way. I was team, I'm just gonna bulldoze it. 5 hours of my life, whatever. Gone.
No, I never do that.
I tried to save it to the best of my ability, or I'll play with walls. You talked about something interesting, like YouTube and Instagram. Do you do 2 different types of content then? One for YouTube and one for Instagram, or do you carry over both?
Like I do content for YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Okay.
But like YouTube has the long videos and like all the building process and everything. But what I do for Instagram is like I take the screenshots, I share them over there.
Okay.
Like from the same build.
Yeah.
And something that I do in the 3 platforms that it's the same, it's like the short videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's something that I do in the 3 platforms.
I totally got you. I used to do the same thing for these podcasts, but then nobody was watching the reels, TikToks, or shorts. So I was like, I'm not going to my time for 10 views. But yeah, I used to call them tri files. So TikTok, reel, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the same 30-second video, and I would just put it across the board.
Yeah.
What successes have you had with that?
Well, for some reason, some of my videos on TikTok got viral.
Oh shit.
Like, yeah, like I don't know, maybe a month or so ago.
Oh.
So I had like 22 followers over on TikTok. I actually didn't like TikTok, so that's why I never actually started showing content over there.
Yeah.
And some like during September, a friend told me, okay, but you have to, like, if you want to get more followers and more subscribers to your YouTube channel, you need to have like a TikTok account. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. So I started like doing these short videos, like maybe some room builds.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, cool. Okay, 22 followers. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting to grow and become like a TikToker or like a famous one or whatever. So yeah. And one day I wake up and I have like 100 notifications from TikTok. And it was like, what the hell happened? And I go over there, it's like, okay, you have like 100 new subscribers. And I'm like, what the hell? What's going on in here? And my phone would vibrate all the time because I would get notifications from TikTok. And it was like, what the hell is going on? And it was like, okay, now you have like 150 subscribers over one day. And it was like, this has never happened to me before. I'm not used to this. And suddenly, like in a week, I got like 300K views on one video.
Oh wow.
And I was like, what's going on? I don't understand. What the hell is happening in here? Now I have like 2,000 subscribers over on TikTok, like followers on TikTok. And I'm like, but like a month or like 2 months ago, I had like 50. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, that was insane.
What video went viral?
It was a room build of a bathroom, like a modern bathroom. And the other one was a laundry room.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, it's the algorithm. I got you. Like it sometimes you're just like, what? Like you'll spend hours doing this like beautiful thing and you think it's gonna pop off or viral and it gets like 6 views and forgotten, and then you'll do like a bathroom, you're like, it was like the first time on like I on my main channel now, I just basically just be like, look, do you remember the Sims 2 happy holiday stuff? This is what it looks like. And they're like, yeah, I remember that. I'm like, awesome, because people share it, right? So it's the whole like people remember it, they'll comment. It's the holy trinity, the like, the share, the comment.
Yeah.
Right. So when I post stuff like that those always fly because people will be like, yeah, I remember those. Hey, 16 people who play I used to play Sims, like, remember these? And then they comment in and then they share it and then they like it. So that's why I do that now, because everyone's like, are you okay, Stas? Like, you're not really posting content on that main channel anymore that's like original. And I'm like, yeah, well, I kind of gave up on that because it's all this stuff because that's what this channel likes to grow. But like I'll sit there for like a podcast photo. I'll be like, guys, like this is who I'm interviewing, and like take a look, and I'll get like 8 views. Like, okay, but the photo I posted yesterday is at like, I don't know, like 50,000 views already. Because like my Stassi page, like the main account gets 450,000 views a month. I think that's about right. Sounds about right. Because I post a lot of these, like, do you remember the Sims 2? What would you like with the Sims 2? Would you want the color? I'm always asking questions because at that point, this is what I want my page to become, is more of like a community answer page of being like, this is what you want. Because then I'll take what I read and I'll put in these podcasts. And I feel like Business Daddy sometimes may listen to these now because now I have gurus liking these podcasts, which that was so fascinating when I started having gurus commenting on Twitter.
Wow.
Of like listening to these podcasts, and I'm like, who are you? And they're like, this guru is like liking your stuff, and I am like, who are you? Like it was like it was last month. I had like 4,000 listens in one day, and that was the most listens I ever had in one day before. And I was like, wow, like one day. And it was people liking and sharing and having new listeners come in. So it was just like, I got you. Like I like having something go viral and you're just like, You just go to bed. Like, I feel like it's always when you go to bed and you wake up and your phone's like dead from the amount of notifications you had. And you're like, what? Like, this is because, like, I will say this confidently. It's the interviews I think that are like much smaller creators always have the most traction on my channel.
Really?
Yep.
Well,
Without a
that's
doubt.
great.
I love that. That's why they're like, because I have a lot of really big summers coming up for the rest of the season. And then I have other people, they're like, I had a girl yesterday, she's like, okay, so like I only have like 3 followers. I'm really new. Can I book an interview with you? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Here's the link. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, here you go. Here's the link. And I'm like, anybody can be interviewed. I don't care if you have 1 million subscribers. Today's your first day. If I
Well,
don't have any spots available, you'll be on my cancellation / waiting list because I have both now. I have a booking list still of 50 people that need to book.
wow.
Yeah, because I just won podcast of the year.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, and
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I was also nominated for Journalist of the Year at the Game Power Awards for this podcast. So it's really starting. People really wanted to get interviews. I was like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, here's a spot for this weekend if this works, and if it doesn't, I will join you to the wait list and the next little bit. And they're like, oh my god, thank you so much. And like the best one, it was a podcast this year that I had already done, and she's like, we're gonna do like a listening party with my family when it's comes out. And I'm like, is that okay? I'm like, yeah.
That's so sweet.
Oh yeah. Or when the moms will DM me, hi, you interviewed my daughter and the interview was so sweet. You made her feel, she was so nervous and you made her feel so like welcoming. Like, thank you. And I'm like,
oh my god.
I always get the moms and the sisters commenting, DMing. Like, I'll be like, who's that? And they're like, hi, Stas. How's your day? I'm X and X's mom. That can either go really good or really bad. And then and you're like, really good job. Like, thank you. Anyways, Carrie, I got a couple more questions for you, and we're gonna wrap up this interview. So we talked about your builds, and we talked about you just forbaying CC for builders. What packs would you recommend then for anybody starting off building?
Okay, that's difficult actually, because we have so many packs for building. If I had to choose, like, I would choose Eco Lifestyle for building as an expansion pack, Eco Lifestyle and High School Years.
Okay.
Personally, I think, like, I love the items in Eco Lifestyle. I think they're so cool. You can use them in different types of builds. So you can go more industrial, more modern, they will still work. So I would go for those. And I mean, let's be honest, High School Years has amazing items like furniture pieces.
Oh, yes. And it's a lot of amazing debugged as well.
Yeah, too. Yeah. So I would go for those as expansion packs. Game packs, it's more difficult because I don't have like a favorite game pack for building. Besides, I would have to say the obvious, and that's Dream Home Decorator. Yeah, for builders, of course, but it's not my favorite actually. Not for building, like in general, it's not my favorite game pack. But for starters, yeah, I would say that one. Okay. Yeah, Stuff Pack Tiny Living. Yeah, without a doubt. Definitely. Or
paranormal, because some of the
paranormal,
oh, those furniture and their chef's kiss.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And then kids, I would go for. I have like a specific idea of what I like in kits. So the Decor to the Max kits is actually one of my favorites.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. What? Yeah, sorry. I know.
We can't get half open doors, but we can have a fucking vortex go into our wall.
I actually do really like that item. I like it.
We're gonna come back to this. Carrie, how do you properly use the vortex in the wall? I'm not being a dick. I just don't know. You've never
used it.
I used it. Okay. Yeah. What room did you use it in?
A living room. And then I used it, I think, in a kitchen or a dining room. But I actually did like a 3x3 living room when the kit was first released. And I did like a base game Decor to the Max living room. and I actually used that item.
The living room, I can kind of understand. The kitchen, that's the one I'm trying to wrap my head around.
I don't remember exactly if it was like a kitchen or a dining room, but I think it was like an open concept area, and it had like the dining room and that item like on the wall in there. But yeah, I've used it. I do really like it. I thought it was a really like interesting item. But that's one of my favorite ones. It's not like that kid is not my
Yeah.
number one kid.
No, 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 no. I just everyone because everyone either is like, oh, yeah, I forgot that was a kid. Or we're like, oh my God, I use that rose color
I
wallpaper
do.
in every room I go in, even though the roses are bigger than the Sims head. I use it everywhere.
I actually use that wallpaper a lot in modern builds.
I just used it yesterday for the bakery, and I'm like, okay. I only bought it for the one thing, and the one thing only was the wall decor, like the columns that you can go like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that. I only bought.
I actually used it for like to simulate like a garage door once.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it for that.
Yeah.
I like it just for like a classic tea, like if you're going for like a high tea and like you have
Uh-huh.
like the rose wallpaper the same size, is bigger than the Sims heads, and then you have that. And oh yeah, I specifically, if I am using that and I have any Sims in that room, I spread it out so the Sims like are bigger than this like chunky ass wallpaper. But I do like it for that. I did spend as a EA ho that I am. I did buy that, but Carrie, I'm very sorry. What is your favorite? What kit would you recommend for
No,
builders?
the everyday clutter kit.
Yeah. Um,
Definitely.
I got it for Christmas. I just started playing with it. I bashed kits left, right, and center, but I loved this kit. And there was one thing about this kit that I loved, and I think me and you are both going to appreciate it because we both wear glasses, was having the glasses, and I can
Yes.
put it on the side of the bed because that is what anyone with glasses does. I don't
Yeah.
care if someone tells me they put their glasses in a case and then they go
No,
to
they're lying.
they're
They're
lying.
lying.
They are lying to you. That is what
Yeah.
that's your mom. Make sure to put the glasses in your case. And you're like,
That's when you're like 5 or 6 and you're starting to wear glasses, but now you
yeah,
don't do
no.
that.
I just take my glasses off and I fold them. And as a almost blind person is what I am. I feel like that is like the worst thing in the morning because I'll be like, where are my glasses? Because I can't
Yeah.
see them and they're black. And they're just like, it's black in the room. And I'm like, and I grab them, I'm like, oh, perfect. And I grab them like this. So you just see like all of my handprints. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll see
Yeah.
tomorrow then, or whenever I have to clean my glasses.
I totally get you.
Right? I saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to get that. And I also like the purse rack. I thought that's super cute as well.
Yeah, I actually always forget that we have that.
The purse rack?
I used, yeah, I use the mugs a lot because I do love them.
Yes.
And I do like that they come in singular, like in single item and then in 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like that because I was expecting that they would come like in 3 and that's it.
Yeah, I was expecting the same thing, and then I saw that it was individual. I was like, oh
Yeah.
yes, that's EA. This is what we want.
Please.
Please.
Give us more decor. I need more decor items, like more clutter and more things to make a house look lived in. I need that.
Exactly. Instead of it just being
Yeah.
anyone, like I see beautiful modern builds all the time, and I love the builders that do that. I'm not gonna sit here and bash them. I'm a clutter. I love clutter. I love clutter everywhere. I like my kitchen counter is just clutter. I like I now all I want a kitchen clutter kit. That would be my next kit.
That would be amazing.
And I want plates individually and plates as sets. I want wine glasses. I want utensils, and I would also do a separate kit for foods around the world. And then you could make all these different foods and then have them as debugged objects so you can just have them instead of having to do debug and playing the 50-50 guess if it's going to just be an empty plate with green coming out of it or actual food. I would love that.
I would encourage the A team to find out a little bit about Chilean food because we have some pretty interesting dishes.
Exactly. Pick simmers. So pick every continent, every gets a couple of food, and grab simmers from all of those worlds and ask them, what did your mom make you on Sunday? Because that
Yeah.
Sunday's always the, the big meal. And and go in like that. I'm tired of seeing all this Western based food I want to see food from all over the world, because
Yeah.
that is something that brings us all together as society, is food. We can all talk about our love of food, and our food memories are usually
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. I don't want to see another pizza. I want to see like a traditional Korean barbecue. I want to see traditional Vietnamese food, Chile food, Australian food, African food,
Yeah.
British food.
Yeah,
I
that
don't,
would be great.
right? Exactly. So,
And I live in a small country, like small, it's not that small, but it's not so known around the world.
mhm.
So it would be great if they tried and try to find something that would be like just from here, because they always talk about Argentina, and of course we're right next to them,
Yeah.
but we don't share the same food. And there are some items from the historic, like the Hispanic Heritage Month update that they did,
Mhm.
that we do share, but Chile doesn't appear in there. And it's
Yeah.
like, but we do have them as well. Please, I want to
Please,
see my name in it.
because like
I
isn't
want to
that
see my
the
country there.
but isn't that the whole point? Like we were able to create ourselves in the Sims and be able to do stuff,
Yeah,
but then we feel restricted because we're like, we can't get there.
yeah.
Like that's my hopes and dreams for whenever the next worlds come out. Cause like I'm really tired of seeing Western based worlds or UK
Mm,
based worlds. I would love to see worlds from different cultures, such as South Africa, um, South
yeah.
America, a better China,
Well,
like Chinese
there's
world.
one like you have a jungle adventure that is supposed to be like South American.
Yeah, but no
We
one.
don't have jungles in here.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, but that
We
it's
don't have jungles.
well, it's like the UK world, right? So it, like the one that came with
Yeah,
cottage living. That's a stereotype. It's a
yeah.
stereotype countryside. Like I would be petrified to see Canada world. It'd just be snow, Justin Bieber and Drake just hanging out, and then a Tim Hortons. Canada.
Yeah, no, we have many different biomes in here, so it would be great if they just found one and tried to recreate something like this. Because we have snow in the south and we have deserts in the north, so we have everything in here. We don't have jungles.
Yeah.
So every time that I hear people say like jungle adventure is from South America, it's like yeah, that's a Brazil, and that's it.
Yeah. Not everywhere else. It's
Yeah.
just yeah, exactly. Right. I want to see more of that. And my last question is what would be your dream expansion pack for The Sims 4?
Oh, I've never thought of that. I think I I don't know. I actually don't know.
Okay. That's
But
okay.
I wish that whatever it wasn't glitchy.
Amen, sister. I think we
Yeah.
can all agree to that we just don't want to glitch. Well, Carrie, I want to say it's been an absolute pleasure. Why don't you tell everybody where we can find your amazing work?
Yeah, you can find me, well, of course, on the gallery. So all my social media is actually kaarysims, double A, not just one A. So you can find me over on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and I do have a Twitter account. I don't use it that often, but I do have a Twitter account. So you can find me over there as well.
I love it. Please go follow Carrie. She's absolutely amazing. Carrie, thank you so much for coming here today. You are welcome back at any time.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome. You have a great rest of your day, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.